Chaos took over what should have been a routine season opener. Within minutes, Barcelona's match in Mallorca became less about tactics and more about a referee's choices that left players, pundits and entire fan bases outraged. The game began with a flash, Rafinha finishing a slick move, but what should have been a clean celebration quickly turned into suspicion because replays suggested the ball had been out of play moments earlier. The result stayed on the board. Later, in the 23rd minute, Ferran Torres rifled in a second goal at a moment when, by all accounts, a player had been down after a heavy clearance and the referee still had the whistle point. The image of a whistle in a referee's mouth while play continued became the instant symbol of the match for many viewers. A single frozen frame that fans returned to again and again as evidence something was very wrong. The decisions didn't stop at goal. A booking for complaining, a second yellow that removed another player, and a VAR review that produced yet another sending off meant that by halftime the numbers told a shocking story. 2 goals under dispute and multiple red card outcomes that transformed the complexion of the game. Outrage spread fast. Veteran journalist Tomás Rencero used his platform to call the officiating shocking and argued that if roles were reversed and Real Madrid had benefited in the same way, the reaction would have been explosive. He demanded accountability and even urged for severe sanctions against the official at the centre of the storm, while supporters on social platforms piled on, invoking long-running controversies and tainting narratives tied to names from earlier scandals that still linger in Spanish football's memory. That invocation is important because this is not just about a single whistle or a single match. It's about trust. When decisions pile up in a single game in a way that significantly alters outcomes, fans and pundits stop seeing isolated human error and start seeing patterns, and patterns breed suspicion. The presence of VAR, which was supposed to calm debates and correct obvious mistakes, instead delivered more headline-grabbing action. A red card after review for one player, a controversial non-red for another, and no definitive settlement of the central question, were the goals legal? With social feeds full of slow-motion replays, pundits argued in real time about intent, the letter of the rules, and whether referees were enforcing the game consistently. Others pointed to institutional problems. Are referees under undue pressure? Are communication channels with VAR imperfect? And why do some decisions look so unaccountably different from what we see in other top leagues? For many observers, the matter shades into the historical. Past allegations and investigations are being cited as context, and that historical shadow makes every fresh controversy feel heavier. But beyond anger and conspiracy, there are real sporting consequences. A match that hands one team early momentum through disputed calls can ripple through a season. Points, goal difference, player suspensions, and even managerial headlines shift in the weeks that follow. Clubs will talk about appeals and refereeing reports. Governing bodies will be forced to answer whether their training, protocols, or oversight are fit for purpose. The more important question is how the league rebuilds the perception of fairness that underpins competition. If fans and stakeholders believe results are being influenced by inconsistent officiating, some of the sport's valuable currency, belief in a level playing field, is eroded. That erosion damages broadcasting narratives, fan engagement, and the reputations of the clubs and officials involved. Yet it is also true that football is played by fallible humans in a fast, chaotic environment, and that VAR, while imperfect, has corrected many clear errors since its introduction. The task for the authorities is to be decisive and transparent. Explain the decisions, publish the protocols, and where mistakes are proven, accept them and set out corrective steps. The louder the outcry, the harder it will be for silence or ambiguity to stand. As we unpack the game, the images will keep circulating. The whistle held in a referee's mouth, a player on the turf, a stadium split between cheers and jeers. Those images are powerful because they crystallize a fear many fans have felt before. That one bad sequence can overshadow a season of otherwise honest competition. Tonight, the voices demanding answers are loud, from influential journalists to ordinary supporters, and their question is simple. Was this a terrible chain of errors, or does it point to a deeper problem that needs fixing now? The answer matters not just for Barcelona and Mallorca, but for everyone who loves the sport and expects the rules to mean something. What do you think? A series of human mistakes or a red flag for reform?